name's Margaret. I'm the VP of Recruitment for the ISC. So how many of y'all are like, what the heck is the ISC? Because I would not know. So ISC is a collection of 16 sororities on grounds, and we are all national sororities, so we all have a national organization that we report to. But just as a frame of reference, so how many of y'all have already registered for Formal Recruitment? Raise your hand. Okay, how many of y'all have friends that are like, I'm on the fence? Thinking about it, like maybe you want to do it? Okay, well, I'm going to get you guys started talking about some of the questions that y'all might have about formal recruitment. I'm going to run through these at the end. We'll have time for questions, so absolutely stick around and let me know if you have anything that you want to know. And text your friends. This video will be online. We'll post on virginiaisc.com. So anything that I talk about here, your friends will be able to watch if they want to later. So ISC Recruitment Executive Board is the group of women who help run recruitment. And the first is me. I'm the VP of Recruitment, and then my assistant, Emily, right over there. We are accidentally matching. This has happened every time we've given a presentation. I don't know what it is. Last time we were both wearing white shirts and nude flats, and it was really good. All right, Shannon Crawford and Christina Gomez are our PICAI directors. I'll explain to you guys in a little bit what PICAIs are, because that probably sounds kind of weird. Next is Liz Quinn. She's our computer chair. So the whole, obviously, in this day and age, so many things rely on technology. Recruitment is no different. We have a huge computer system, and we have to have people that are dedicated to running that, because if I were in charge of it, everything would fall to pieces. So Liz Quinn does that. Allison Palacios is ISC president, and Katie Davis is VP of Beneficiary. Maddie Humley is VP of Administration, and Matt Ferguson is in the back over there. He's our Associate Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life. Recruitment wouldn't happen without all of these people helping me. They're pretty incredible, and I hope that if you choose to go through recruitment, you will get to know them. All right, so why would you want to join the Inter-Sorority Council? Why would you want to join a sorority at all? So one of the major factors is to meet new people. This has been a really awesome way to meet, for me to meet people outside of my own chapter and even people outside the Greek system as a whole, just given the connections that you make. It's really, really incredible. It's also a really awesome way to increase your involvement opportunities at the university. So if you join a sorority, odds are that some of the women that you'll meet are involved in other things outside of their sorority. And this is a great way to be able to volunteer with other organizations that you might not have ever heard of before. You can help your friends out with the things that they're involved in. It's also a great way to give back to the community through community service and philanthropy. Each sorority has a philanthropy that they contribute to. It could be a national philanthropy or a local philanthropy, and they host events to raise money or to do anything really that they can to help that philanthropy. All right, so some frequently asked questions. First is, will joining a sorority be time consuming? So lots of women that join sororities are involved in so many other things. It is a commitment, I'm not going to lie to you. There are meetings that you have to go to. There are standards that you'll be held to. But it honestly serves to better your experience at UVA. So I'm not going to tell you that it's no time, it's like no time commitment, you can work it in with whatever. It is a time commitment. I don't want you to go into it expecting that there's going to be no meetings or anything like that. Most chapters have a weekly chapter meeting. It's either on Sunday or Monday, where you kind of get to catch up on all the things that are happening with your chapter and see your sorority sisters. Will my grades suffer if I join a sorority? So we actually keep track of grades in chapter members, and every chapter has a standard that you have to be held to. So if your grades fall below that standard, you're likely to be on academic probation, and they'll probably give you resources to help you get your grades up. So in fact, grades either tend to stay the same or go up, which is pretty cool. We have a really, really high average GPA, one of the highest of CIOs, which is really, really awesome. So how much does it cost, and are there scholarship opportunities? Every chapter has different dues amounts. That will be in the recruitment booklet, but to get a general idea, if you want to go to virginiaisc.com, the recruitment booklet from last year is up there, and you can look through and see what the dues are like for each chapter. It is a financial commitment, and I'm not going to lie to you about that either. But there are scholarship opportunities. That's not something that I encourage you to bank on, but it is out there. And chapters do have payment plans normally, and they're willing to work with you if you have unusual circumstances or if you're having a harder time paying. That's something that you are more than welcome to ask chapter members about when you go through formal recruitment. They should be familiar with what scholarship opportunities their national organization and their local organization offers, and they're happy to answer that for you. So, do sororities haze and or will I be pressured to drink? No, sororities do not find out that sororities are hazing, they get brought up in front of the entire Inter-Sorority Council, and they're held accountable to the whole community. So you will not be pressured to drink, and if you do feel that you are being pressured to drink, please absolutely come to us so that we can make sure that you feel comfortable in this environment. Can I take a J-term class and still go through formal recruitment? So this year, formal recruitment is entirely before classes start. That's actually not very normal. Normally it is spread over 2 weekends, but with the way the academic schedule is fallen this year, we have a week and a half longer Christmas break, and that made it kind of harder to plan, so we moved it all to the beginning, which means that it overlaps a whole lot with J-term. I hate that. I really wish that you guys were able to take J-term and still do formal recruitment, but it just doesn't quite work because we would miss so many days of formal recruitment. So unfortunately, the answer to that last one is no. All right, important registration information. So recruitment registration closes on November 29th at midnight. That is a hard and fast deadline. So please make sure that you register up until then. In the past, we've had fee hikes. So it started out at $65 and then went up by about 10 every couple of weeks. We're not doing that this year, so it's $65 all the way through. So you don't necessarily have to pay more if you register at the last minute, but it's really, really important that you make sure that if you haven't registered yet, that you do that before November 29th and that your friends know that that's the deadline. So go to virginiaisc.com and click register for formal recruitment. It's right at the top, you can't miss it. All right, if you filled out your formal recruitment registration, you realize you forgot to add in a legacy or you forgot some activity information, do not worry. When you sign up for formal recruitment, they make you create an account. That account information you can just log back in at any time. So go back and click register for formal recruitment on the ISC website, and you can just log back in, change any information. You won't be able to change your answers after November 29th unless you email me with some specific thing if it's a really big deal. Activity information is optional. It's really not a big deal if you don't want to fill that out. It's just an added something if you feel like you're involved in something that might make it easier for chapters to know that about you if it's something that's really important to you. All right, so this is actually an exclusive for you guys and people that look at the, if they choose to look at this presentation later on in video. If you get 5 of your friends to register between now and Wednesday, you will get your registration fee back. So you get $65 credited back to you. All you have to do is when they register, you go to the bottom, there'll be a referral box, they put your name and your computing ID. So that's really cool. It helps you guys out. So tell 5 friends and you will get your fee back. All right, so this is the formal recruitment schedule. So move-in day and P&M meetings are Tuesday, January 12th. You have to be back by 2 p.m. Round robins is the first round, and that's where you'll meet. You'll go to every single chapter and meet all those women, and that is on Wednesday, January 13th, and Thursday, January 14th. Philanthropy round is Friday, January 15th. That's when you get to learn about the philanthropy that each chapter contributes to. It's pretty cool. Every single one has a really big cause they're dedicated to. They're really excited to share that with you guys. House tours is Saturday, January 16th. Preference round is Sunday, January 17th. And bid day is Monday, January 18th. So a lot of you have emailed me asking about early move-in. So I'm from out of state, so when I went through formal recruitment, I was not able to get back by 2 p.m. on the day that we had those meetings, so I had to come back the day before. That's totally okay. All you have to do is email me. My email is right there. It's also on the website, as are all of our emails. Go ahead and take a picture of it if you like. Email me and let me know, and I will make sure that you get in contact with the right people so that we can get you in. This is not really for people that just want to come back early to have a little extra time. It's for people that are from out of state. So we ask that you please not take advantage of this privilege, but we will make sure that you have access to your dorm. All right, so when you come back, so given the weird schedule that we have this year, there's limited dining options on grounds. Not all the dining halls will be open. I'm still not sure which ones will be open for J-term, but there won't be as many open as there normally are. So we ask that you either bring food with you, or if your parents are dropping you off, or if you can, take a cab and go to the grocery store. I don't want you guys to eat without food, but that's really important that you know that before you come back and you're stranded with no meals. All right, so letters of recommendation and the legacy information. So letters of rec are absolutely not required. If you have someone that was a member of a sorority, it doesn't matter if it wasn't here. It can be anywhere. A letter for you and send it to the chapter. It goes to the chapter facility, and they can just write a letter on your behalf. It's not required. I don't want you guys to freak out about that. It's just it can help you out. It's a nice additional thing. I know my mom was really obsessed with getting those all organized. It's really not a big deal at all if you don't have it. Legacy information, so if anyone that you're related to, so mom, sister, aunt, cousin, or grandmother, we have a box on the formal recruitment registration where you can fill in their name and then their chapter information. That goes to chapters and it's just helpful for them. Some national organizations put more weight behind that than others. It's not a big deal if you have no legacy information. Most people that come to UVA and go through formal recruitment don't have legacies. It's really not a big deal. I don't want you guys to freak out about that either. And like I said, you send, so legacies, you fill that out on the formal recruitment page, and letters of rec, you send them to the chapter facility. So if you Google the chapter and then UVA, so say Alphabetic High, UVA, their chapter website will come up and it should have their current address. You literally just send it to care of recruitment chair and then the chapter, and it'll get there. Alright, so pie guys, what are they and when do you get yours? So pie guys are women that are already members of chapters that choose to disaffiliate in order to help guide you through formal recruitment. So we have normally about 1,000 women that go through formal recruitment. That's a lot of people that have a lot of questions, and in order to be able to actually be here for you guys and answer all of your questions, we get about 100 women to disaffiliate from their sorority so they don't burn their letters and they act as unbiased resources for you guys. So you'll be in groups of about 10, and each group of 10 will have one pie guy, and that person is exclusively here for you. They're there to answer your questions, meet up with you. They're the ones that give you your schedule. They're the ones that answer your questions about what do I wear, what time do I need to be at things, what do I bring for formal recruitment. They're there for that. So as soon as registration closes, we'll split all you guys up. It's normally by alphabetical order. We'll split you up into your groups, and that's when you get your pie guys. It'll be shortly after registration closes. So you'll meet with them this semester. That is the person that is like hugely helpful for you guys. My pie was wonderful, and they are really here to like make sure this process is as seamless as possible for y'all. This shouldn't be scary. I know a lot of times formal recruitment can be like really terrifying, and it gets a bad rap a lot of times, and that's what pie guys are for. They're here to make sure that everybody makes it out of this in one piece. All right. So. We got a lot of questions. We had a form sent out to you guys via the Good Greek listserv for you to send in questions that you might have. I don't have time necessarily to answer all of them and keep you guys here. Hopefully I answered quite a few in the presentation. But two really good questions that we got were, what is it like to be an LGBTQ member or a member of the LGBTQ community and be in a sorority? What is that like? And also, how are we working on diversity? So I would be, I can't speak for every single chapter, but I would be remiss to tell you that there isn't work to be done in order for us to be able to call ourselves truly diverse and truly accepting. That being said, it is a major, major value of the ISC community that everyone feels comfortable being exactly who they are. So that's a question that I'm more than welcome you to ask chapter members when you're going through recruitment is, what's it like for people that may not identify as heterosexual when they go through, like when they join a sorority, what's that like? Please ask that, because they should be able to answer that, and they should be able to tell you that we really want everyone to be able to feel like they can be themselves and be absolutely comfortable with whoever they are, however they identify. So keep that in mind. These are questions that I don't want you guys to hide from. So another question we got was, what do we avoid talking about during formal recruitment? Or is there anything that we shouldn't say? We ask that you not talk about alcohol or boys really, because really the point of a sorority is that companionship with women. But that being said, y'all can ask about almost anything. I really want you to ask, what is it like to be a member of your sorority? What do you do on a daily basis? How has this affected your UVA experience? People tend to kind of err on the side of caution. They want to have like small talk conversations. You're not going to have small talk conversations for the rest of your involvement in a sorority, so you shouldn't start out that way. I really want you guys to ask hard questions, even if you think that it might scare people. That's okay. They're going to be prepared. I've already told recruitment chairs to tell their chapters that I want you guys to ask those questions. How do I finance my involvement in a sorority? What's it like to be in a sorority? Is it diverse? Are y'all accepting? Those are things that you should be asking. So, do y'all have any other questions for me right now? I would love for you to raise your hand. Okay, I talked a lot at you, so email at the top, MDH3BD. And you can also go to the Virginia ISC website. There's an FAQ section that can answer a lot of these questions. This slideshow and the video will be up on the website. Also upcoming this week, so we have chapter members that will be posting what ISC means to them. So on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, they'll be posting pictures and fun things, so keep an eye out for that. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter to keep up with those. Candace, our PR chair, is back there. She's videotaping this right now, and she's very proud, and she does incredible work on all of our social media. So even if you don't really think it's that interesting or you don't really want to keep up with it, you should follow it anyways because all of our graphics are really, really cool. All right, like us on Facebook too. We just got to 1,000 likes. That's all right. Thank you guys for listening.